Call to order the Connersville Parks Board meeting for April 28th, 2025. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Rob.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please silence your cell phones if you have them on ring.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Angie, if you'll please do our roll call.
Yes, ma'am. Amy Hammonds.
Here.
Angie McMullen. Ann Kirshner.
Here.
Vane Leshua.
Here.
Julie Fisher.
Here.
Rob Bell.
Here.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. All right, did everybody have a chance to go over the minutes from the previous meeting? Yeah, I have a correction that I said the April 28th. Yes, sorry about that.
Yeah, and
I was just reading from the agenda there.
Yeah, I fixed that, but we didn't get it in this packet.
Okay, anybody have any questions, concerns, any corrections from the April 28th meeting? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I so move.
Okay, Ann,
I will second.
Angie, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion carried. All right, superintendent's report, Marla.
Okay, so for park department team matters, we had training on May 17th for the pool, and then we actually had a few different trainings with them because there's so many new employees that are working at the pool, plus pool managers and everyone. So we've had multiple trainings with the pool staff. And then we also has CPR training with the pool managers on Friday night. And so we've been doing multiple of those trainings with everyone. And then just an update on the pool. We did not end up opening on Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure you all saw the post, but our pool temperature was 60 degrees and the temperature outside was 60. So at the time that we had made the decision, Kelly and I had talked, it was probably through till 10:30 Friday night. We were trying to decide if we were going to open or close. And we just felt like because of the pool temperature, the water temperature, it was not safe to open. So our plan is to open tomorrow, May 28th, sorry. And hopefully the weather will be okay for that. Our pool temperature is still a little chilly, but we're hoping that the temperatures will
Marla, is
rise.
there any minimum, years ago there used to be some minimum water temperatures that you had to have in a pool?
Yeah.
Air temperature and water temperature before they would let you open. Are there still guidelines?
I'm not aware of anything. We've had that question by multiple people, and I'm not aware of anything since I've been here.
Okay.
I don't know of anything that they've followed in the past. I've not seen any like written paperwork on that or rules on that or anything. I know that different cities, they all follow different rules.
Okay.
One city that I saw online said that if it's not above 70, they don't open. I think it's just whatever we determine. If you guys have a suggestion, want us to follow something, we can definitely set up some kind of guideline for that. But as far as I'm aware of anything, I've not seen anything in previous records of it.
I just think that might be a good idea, because it's gonna take away a lot of, okay, the pool water is this temperature. If it's this temperature at the beginning of the day, sorry guys, we just,
It sure would, and it would help, like, people would just know that's the rule, and then they would know what to
yeah.
expect.
Or,
Yeah, 68 used to be, or I think, I don't know, when I was a kid, I thought it was 68 or 70.
yeah, Vane, I'm in agreement with you. I think when my kids were little, the water temperature had to be at least 68 degrees, and the air temperature had to be at least 70 for the pool to open. And so there wasn't that much distinction, but I think that would be, I don't know who would make that rule, and if you would check around and see what other municipalities do, I think that would just make it so much easier for us going forward to say, okay, it's just like the school corporation. You know, if the wind chill is this, we don't go to school, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And I think it would be very, very, very helpful.
yeah, we could definitely,
Same for
make that happen.
storms.
I mean,
Okay.
it is not something that I'm aware of us having, so it would be helpful if we knew a protocol to follow.
Right.
Because, I mean, Kelly and I, it was like 10:30 and we're back and forth saying, I don't know if we should open, and maybe we should, we've already told everybody we were going to, and it ended up being beautiful over the
Cool.
weekend, but the temperature of the water is what concerned me the most.
Right.
And when our maintenance guy who takes care of the pool said that it was on Friday 59 to 60, it kind of went back and forth. That really made my decision as far as like, okay, it's 60 degrees, we really shouldn't open with the water being that cold.
But I think setting up a protocol would be.
You can add in storms as well, lightning or whatever.
Yeah, we already do
That way it
have
just
that
cuts it
as
off.
far as,
You
but
do.
if it's all one weather
Yeah.
protocol, that would be good.
That would be,
children.
that would just, it would just make things
people would just
easier
know.
for everybody, and then we could just post it out like we usually post things, so there wouldn't be
Yeah.
the questioning of stuff that goes
Yeah,
on.
there is like, I was looking up on Friday different websites of pools, and one, they have their protocols on their website, and it was 70-degree weather, and no, you know, they don't open with thunderstorms, things
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
obviously,
So,
that's kind of obviously,
Um,
but the water temperatures and those kinds of air temperatures, they're things that people don't necessarily think of.
yeah, and we, you know, it's, we're gonna try it. Our pool water was 67 today, so
Okay.
we're gonna see what happens tomorrow.
So maybe if you want to just bring that back to the next meeting and we can set that.
And maybe you
Future.
you could, since you'll be taking pool temperatures and we're all aware of the weather, maybe we can figure out what a good cutoff would be as far as how, and also the kids that do come, how they react to what the temperature of the water is. I don't know what Brookville Lake is right now, temperature-wise, but there were some kids down
I
there.
Yeah, it's
I
extremely
think
cold.
it's cold.
Pretty cold.
There were people in over the weekend. I just talked to a lady last night. Her kids got in. She said she wasn't getting in, but the
No.
Kids always
teenagers
will.
got in. Yeah.
Kids always do, and then they
Yeah.
were there for 2 seconds, and then they get out and they're freezing to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Take your big towels.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you we can
yeah,
do
I can definitely do that.
It would just
We'll
make,
work on something and bring it back at the
it would
next
seem to
meeting.
me it would just make things a lot easier.
It would help our decision,
Yeah,
because it would be just set, like, okay,
Yeah.
well, temperature's not at where it's supposed to be, then we
Right.
don't open, so that would be helpful. You think that would be helpful, so. Okay, so if you haven't been by the pool, I would recommend going. We had our poolside restoration going on the last couple weeks. They finalized that about a week ago, or no, last week. It was right before before Memorial Day weekend, and they had completed that. They fixed all the cracks that they could fix, and there was like a lot of spider vein, like where this, just over years where the sun heats it up and just makes those like spider vein cracks or whatever. And so they went through and they sealed all of those up. They checked all the bolts and nuts and everything, if there was any leaking going on, they checked all of that, fixed anything that needed fixed. They took the steps out of the frame and finished all of that, and then put the steps back in, make sure they were bolted in safe, and they look really nice. They did a really good job, and I think they're going to hold up for a few more years now. Slides usually have some kind of a warranty, like a lifespan on them, 20 years, 30 years, whatever. But if you take good care of them, then it keeps them lasting a little bit longer.
How long
And-
have they actually been there?
I think it was 2001.
25.
I think it was 2001 when they were installed.
I was gonna say, it's been probably 20, 25 years, yeah.
Yeah, and he said they look good. He said he's seen a lot worse that are completely unsafe, but pools are keeping them open and going anyways. And he said he wouldn't recommend it, but he said ours are look to be in really good shape. And if we keep them coming back every other year to just do maintenance and things on them, it'll just help them last longer. So, our comprehensive park plan, 5-year park plan is finished. It was approved by DNR, and we hope to have the prints real soon. They were hoping they could get them out by the end of the month, but I'm not sure that they're going to get that accomplished. But they will be in hand really soon. We're going to get a digital copy. We'll put that on our webpage. And then we'll also have a printed copy in the office. If anybody wants to stop in and look at it, they're more than welcome to do that. And it's just going to be our plan that we can follow for the next 5 years and make sure we're accomplishing things that we need to be accomplishing. Offutt's Park, if you haven't drove up there lately, I would recommend it. Lots of work going on right now. I saw yesterday that they had the paver there ready to go, so it looks like they're going to start paving the path. And they have all of the fitness equipment installed, and then once that sets and they're ready for it, they'll put the port in place in each area of the fitness equipment. And then it looks like we're going to have a little bit of extra budget to do some extra things. So I have a meeting next week to determine what else we can do. Hopefully refinish the basketball court, maybe the other court that's there. So we'll just have to see. And then they'll start, once they get the paving done, then they're going to start on the shelter. So it's moving along rather quickly, and the hope is for it to be done by the end of June. So we'll see how that goes, weather permitting. Spartan Service Day, I just have to say that was such a huge success. I'm so thankful that they've started doing this. It is, I'm sure for everyone who participates, but for us, it's such a huge blessing to have this many students come out and help us. You know, we don't have a large staff, and so to have extra hands on deck to get things done is very helpful. And so we had 48 students who came to the Parks Department. 14 went to the pool. They did all of the cleaning of the pool house, the guardhouse, and the pool itself. And then the Miller Building and the Roberts Building, there was 10 kids that did like some deep cleaning, clean the windows, clean the baseboards, everything that we don't get to on a regular basis. And then John Connor Nature Preserve, we had 8 students go out there, and they removed trash and cleared sticks and just cleaned up the ground and the trails and everything. And then Babe Ruth, we had 14 students out there that helped with some painting projects and cleanup. So it's definitely a great service project, and I hope that they continue it through the years.
It's now part of the graduation requirement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's now it's been part of the graduation requirement. And I didn't see anything that had changed. There's a community service portion for basically almost every student that they have to do some amount of community service during their school year, and they actually build that in to the what the kids are going to do. Like by the time they get to be juniors and seniors, they should already have taken care of it. They really work with the freshmen and sophomores, but that's just part of their graduation requirement down with some community service. So as long as the state still requires that for graduation, I think we're in pretty good shape.
Wow. Yeah, and I heard their numbers were up this year. They had over 400
there were
sign up
There were
to
some people
participate.
scrambling to get their community service hours.
That must have been what it was.
A few procrastinators, imagine that.
Yep, that happens. And then we had our elders luncheon. That went really well. Mary Ann Morris, she does a fabulous job putting this together. She gives a lot of credit to the park, but really she does it. And she does a great job. So this is for 80 and older. They come and they have lunch. She has volunteers that come in and serve the lunch, and then she has entertainment. It's different every year. She has a theme each year, and she changes that every year as well. And it's just a great luncheon. I didn't get a number of how many participated this year, but it sounded like she had more this year than last year. So they really seem to enjoy it when they come. So she just a big thank you to her for doing that. And then I participated in the middle school reality store. This is part of the Business and Professional Women of Connorsville. They put this on, and it gives insight to what adulting looks like. They get to pick a job depending on what their GPA is, and then they get to go around and they have to visit all their different locations, whether it's the doctor or buying a car, renting a house, going paying for childcare, going to the grocery store, different things like that. So it's it really is a neat program that they offer for the 7th graders at the middle school. I've participated every year for the last couple years, and I usually do the orientation. So they come to see me first, and I enjoy this because I get to explain like what jobs the park offers for teenagers. So they're already in the mindset of thinking about their career path. But I get to talk to them about things that they can go ahead and start doing to get work experience. And so we talk a lot about the different jobs that we offer at the Parks Department. And I encourage them that once they get to the high school, at least turn 15 or 16, then they can apply to work with us at the park. So they come to me, and then I explain all that. I explain what they're getting ready to go do in the reality store, and then they leave me and go into the gym. So it's a really cool experience, and hopefully they continue that. Carrie Piper puts that on, and she does a great job.
And please get more community volunteers to do that. I've done it forever.
Yeah,
And
a lot of
it's, you
people
know,
have.
Yeah,
didn't do it this
it's
year.
been going on since the early 90s with a few interruptions. But it's amazing what, by the time, I was one of the last people, and I was with their disposable income, how they were gonna spend it, and they had very little income to dispose of. And, you know, this is the sodas from the big gulps and going fast food and stuff like that. Well, how are you gonna spend your money? Well, my mom pays for that. No, you're the person now. But it was really, it's always been fascinating, and I think the biggest thing is the kids begin to see a correlation between how they do in school and their potential earning power.
Yes, because it's interesting to see them when some of them have to get second jobs.
Oh, yeah, well, because they.
Or they think they can buy the Ferrari, and then they find
They-
out they
yeah, they've
can't.
already-
They become very skimpy. I've done this, except for this year. I had done it many years, but they start skimping when they have to pay for stuff.
They do.
Oh, ride a bike versus buy a car.
Yeah.
Or just
Well,
to see how much
and-
money that they'll save.
And,
Yeah.
and it's like, I have to pay for water. I live out in the country. We have a well. I said, well, that's fine, all well and good, but if you live in town, then you have to pay
For city
for,
Or the fact that when they get to the kids, how expensive kids are when they get to see, yeah, so that's, yes.
how are you going to spend your disposable money? You have a kid that wants to play a sport, and it's gonna cost them $50 to play. And they go, it costs $50 to play? And I said, yeah, that's cheap. And they go,
It's cheap,
oh,
yeah.
oh.
They should come to the Parks Department. It's even cheaper.
But it's just such a an insightful kind of thing. It's like a wake-up call for a lot of those kids, and they realize that they have all this money and they have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, taxes is a good.
That's
Another
fun.
thing too is, it is a wonderful opportunity for people in the community to volunteer.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of volunteers that have done that. And a shout out to Carrie again for the great job she does putting that together.
Yeah.
Because it's, yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's a
and
big
there are,
responsibility.
there are a lot of small sponsors as opposed to one great big one.
Absolutely.
And I think that helps the community because people donating a little bit of their time and a little bit of their money collectively, we can do a lot of really good things rather than depending on a large donor to
Do it all.
to do it all.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of, it's a very long day, but it's really, really a lot of fun.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely.
Sure is. So, I won't really mention the upcoming events because they've already passed now that, for this meeting, but we just, I'm sure Logan will talk a little bit about opening day, but we had opening day and then we had, summer discovery opening day, so, and that's it.
Okay, thank you, Marla. We'll go on to Kelly for your report.
Okay, so our Living Well, Aging Well program is starting to slow down for the summer months because of summer discovery using the building. But we will still have a monthly calendar and have activities going through the summer. It'll just be limited and look different than through the fall and winter and spring. So we applied for a grant through Whitewater Valley REMC, and I actually went today and picked up a check, $500, that we're going to use to just purchase things that we need to keep the program running. So big thank you to them for awarding us that grant. The pool, we've spent a lot of hours gearing up for opening day, even though didn't look the way that we thought it was gonna look. We're excited for tomorrow. Our lifeguards are well trained and we have new managers that are very excited, so we're excited for that. We have a new app that we're using this year so they can clock in, request to trade shifts. We can print their time cards through the app, so that's going to be nice this year. Everybody that had worked there last year has already said that they really like this. So we're going to be offering water yoga. Sarah Grubbs is going to teach that on Monday nights.
Oh, cool.
So we're pretty excited about that. We've had a lot of people message us and say that they're going to come. So as far as upcoming projects and goals, we're just looking forward to a smooth transition into the summer months and to have a successful pool season.
Well, I will say as a parent of a worker, I really like that the calendar is set for the whole entire summer. And so when planning or needing to do stuff, I think that's really nice. So
Good.
thank you. Thanks for great job. All right, Logan.
All right, thank you. So our spring soccer program wrapped up this last weekend. I think overall it went really well again. We had some really good referees and coaches that volunteer their time, so big thank you to them. Our co-ed softball and church league softball, our church league registrations just closed. I think we ended with 5 teams, so we will be having that league. We'll be playing on Monday nights. And then for our co-ed league, the registrations are still open until July 21st, so if you'd like to get a team in that, just call the Miller Building and get signed up. So our opening day of baseball, softball, and t-ball went really well. Had a great day of weather for it. Probably couldn't have asked for a better day for that kind of thing. So, not too hot, not too cold. So it was really beautiful out there. I want to thank Robin and Vicky Beatty for helping organizing that day. They've done it the last 2 years for me now, and they just do a really good job. So I'm really glad that they like doing that. So Summer Discovery just started today, actually. So it was a long day today, but it went really well. We have a very good staff that all came together and worked well with one another. So I'm thinking we'll have a pretty good summer with them.
How many kids did we have on the
Yeah,
first
that's great
day?
ask that.
So I meant to get that number today, and I forgot. I know we have about 70 signed up,
Registered. Okay.
registered, so obviously that fluctuates every day. But if I had to guess, I would say probably around 50 or 60 there today.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, really good day. So, and then my goals for the summer were to have a fun and successful summer discovery program, and from the looks of it after today, it seems like that's going to happen. So, I'm very excited.
So how many do you have on staff for that?
So we have 11 counselors and 3 managers, so
Okay.
14 total. All my managers have previously worked as counselors before,
Good.
so they all know the ins and outs of everything, so that really helps a lot. So they're doing a great job.
Great, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, old business.
I don't have anything.
Nothing? Okay. New business, library contract update.
Yeah, so I don't believe it's anything that we have to vote on, but I wanted to make you aware that there was something new that had passed. And the library is actually who made us aware of it, that for the school corporation and for the library, we have one person who is selected by those two governing bodies to be a part of our park board. And so the one thing that changed is it does not have to be someone that is on their board. So they can choose someone who is just a part of the library in some way, or the school district in some way, or someone who resides in the library district. And so I just wanted to make everyone aware of that, that the school district and the library can choose just someone who's in their district if they want. It does not have to be someone on the board anymore.
Okay. All right,
Interesting.
all right, and
But I won't give it up.
the other item under the new business is the DNR 5-year plan park agreement.
Yes,
Which-
so that does have to be voted on, and I do have something that you'll sign at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
And so this is just accepting our, it's through DNR, that we're accepting the 5-year park plan, and that we are going to, do our due diligence in trying to accomplish the things that are in the park plan. The park plan is a guideline. It's not that we have to accomplish every single thing that we put in there, because we know financially that some things may not get accomplished. But we are aware of the things that we do need to accomplish, and that we are going to strive to do our best to do that. And then we also understand that we have to comply with the American Disabilities Act of 1990, and that's what you'll be signing, that goes along with our park plan, so that if we go to make any new improvements or updates of any kind, that we are agreeing that we will follow the American Disabilities Act of 1999.
Okay. So I need to entertain a motion for what
I move
Marlon
we
just said.
accept.
Okay.
Okay.
Vane?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, Rob. All those in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Those opposed? Okay. Motion carried to accept the 5-year park plan, the DNR agreement.
Let me go, let's see, is this the one? Oh, never mind, sorry.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
All right. Any other miscellaneous business, Marlon, Kelly, Logan?
No.
Okay. Anybody on the board have any miscellaneous business? Okay. All right. All right, I'll entertain a motion to accept the claims, including payroll.
So moved. I'll move.
Okay.
We accept the claims.
Vane, and a second?
Second.
Rob, second. All those in favor of accepting claims, including payroll, aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carried. And we have no public forum this evening, so we'll skip over that. And if there's nothing else, okay, all right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
That's Vane's job.
Okay,
I move we adjourn.
okay, do I have a second?
I will second.
Julie second, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All those opposed? Adjourned.